Akko here, welcome back to a very belated final episode of my FTB Monster Beginner's Guide. I've not been on for a few weeks. This last episode was meant to be done a couple of weeks ago. I've been sidetracked and doing other stuff and all kind of things that have gone on. So, let's start this episode with a little quick recap because it's been a couple of weeks. So, what we've done in this series? Well, I started off in this little building. A couple of people have asked me to build this, show how to build it, so if I get time at the end of this episode, which I probably should, because I haven't got a great deal of things to do, I'm going to make another one of these buildings just similar to this, just over there somewhere. Let's throw it together real quick, show you the kind of rough idea of what I did. It's nothing very extravagant, but I think the shape of it works quite nice, doesn't it? Anyway, so we built tech into this room. We've got our tech. It's not very automated, which is part of what I'm doing this final episode. This final episode is going to be about the rotary craft 5x or processing. We're using the 3x processing at the minute, using the grinder there. We've got automated materials there. We've got a little bit of thermal expansion stuff going. We did some advanced genetics so I can fly. We've got a little AE network, very straightforward. We've got an inventory request thing using logistics pipes, bit of Ender IO, and some laser crafting. Right. Of course, we have got a reactor craft reactor down here. Now, the version I'm on is still 1.1.0, which is the recommended version of FTB Monster. I do notice there is a 1.1.1 on there, which probably got the updated type of reactor craft that I've been using on Resident Raz, that uses turbines and changes things quite a lot. Got a little spawn room over here, of course, where we was getting mobs. Hello, Skellington. I'll leave you alone. And then we've got our magic area over here, which is all about the Thorncraft and the blood magic. So that's what I kind of did in this series. I've got to a point now where it's certainly beyond beginner stuff. It's about the advanced automation stuff like that, which I do in my normal series. More advanced application, let's say, of mods. So what I'm doing this is, first of all, I want to go sleep because there's mobs everywhere. Let's go in through the window. Have a bit of a sleep in here. So, a couple of things really I want to make in this episode. A extractor from Rotary Craft, and then to power that I want to make a magnetostatic engine from Rotary Craft as well, which uses the RF power that guy puts out to power the extractor. And for that we're going to have to use this CVT, but we've already got it, so that's cool. I'm going to need a bucket of lubricant to put back in the CVT. Unless I can leave it there and move this around. But we'll be changing this around a little bit. Instead of using this, let me turn my GUI back on. Instead of using this engine, which is a steam engine, to power the grinder, we need more power to power an extractor. So we'll be using a magnetostatic engine. We still need the CVT, the variable timing, is it? Gearbox, basically. We still need this because the extractor cannot do everything on its base settings, if that makes sense. And then the grinder here will just use for other stuff. The grinder's still useful, so I kind of want to keep it in, but then the extractor will feed into here. Now the problem with it, the extractor is pretty slow. If you're doing this proper in a world, you're going to play it and keep playing. I say I don't really play this world. I've come in to build this, but then I don't really play it in between episodes. You know what I mean? Never have. It's purely been a little building series. If you're playing, then you're going to want more than one extractor. Unfortunately, each one takes a lot of power, so you maybe going to end up wanting several reactors. It depends how much product flow you've got, of course. So anyway, let's get a med. So the first thing we're going to need is the extractor itself. And there it is. So we need to make it a wet table like we do with all the Rotary Craft stuff. I need a netherrack, an awkward plank, and a bit of stone. Let's grab those. Netherrack, plank, and stone. There we go. And then I believe I need an impeller, a base panel, a shaft unit, and a drill. Let's have a look. so I can't click them into there. Drill, impeller, shaft unit, base panel. Drill, impeller, shaft unit, base panel. Netherrack, stone, plank, and a couple of ingots. Gets me one extractor. Cool. Now I'm going to put this down here for a minute, and I must remember not to break it with the flux pickaxe. I think that breaks rotary craft thing, so it did previously, so I'm actually going to put that out of the way for a minute and leave that there. So here's the extractor. Now a few things to deal with this. First up is it's got variable power and torque requirements for each stage. So you see that stage 1 needs 65 kilowatts, stage 4 does. So the highest power we need is 65 kilowatts. But then the torques, stage 1 and 4 need different torques, stage 2 and 3 need different speeds. So it makes powering it off one thing a little bit complicated, not massively, but a little bit more complicated than the grinder, which is why I didn't do it straight away. Now, what else have we got in here? It also needs a water supply. It's fine. 2 and 3 require a water supply, and power inputs from the bottom. So let's break that and hope it breaks normally with that pick, and it does. Wonderful. So there's that thing, the extractor. Now the other thing we need is a magnetostatic engine. That uses pretty much thermal expansion things. So this is basically a thermal expansion engine for rotary craft. So let's see what we need. 2 lead, 2 silver, a copper, and a conductance coil. Have I got any conductance coils made? No. So let's get one of them made. Right, in there. Gold, redstone, gets us that. So there was lead, there was silver, there was copper. There we go. So now we should be able to put these things in here, like so. Lead was there, copper was there. That was up there, and then down the bottom, yeah, we need a couple of base panels and a shaft unit, which of course shaft units are just 3 ingots and base panels are 3 ingots that way. Okay, what's not wet? Silver, copper, lead. Silver, lead, copper. Reception coil. That's a conductance coil, idiot. Reception, of course, is for machines that receive power, and conductance is for machines that put out power. So, of course, conductance is. I had some of them anyway. Oh, of course, I'll look for the wrong thing. So it's electrum, not gold, in the middle of that, and redstone. So makes sense, doesn't it? That conductance is for things that put out power, so engines and such like, and reception is things that accept power, so all the machines that receive power, like your magma crucible, etc. Right, let's try that again then. There we go. So there's one magnetostatic engine. So this is very cool. What this does is it takes in power from coil, from RF power conduit and stuff, and it puts out power as rotary craft stuff. That's very, very cool indeed. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work out exactly where this wants to go, and I'm going to have a little setup for it. One thing we need to do is we're going to need a bevel gear, because the extractor actually takes in from the bottom, as it says. If we look here, you'll see that it's power input from the bottom. So what we need to do is we need to turn this power from being horizontal to vertical, so we can power into the bottom of that. And for that we're going to need a bevel gear, which I've not got any made. So I'll get that bit made, and I'll work out exactly where this is going to go, and I'll start putting it together. Okay then, got a couple of things sorted out. Now first thing we need, as I said, is a bevel gear. So there's the bevel gear. Actually gets us 4 of them. We're going to need 1. So the other 3 can go in there. So the bevel gear is going to go past the magnetic. So it's going to want to be input from whatever side that was. We'll do that when I put it in the right place. Now, because this draws a lot of power, one thing I want to make sure I've got a way of turning the power off when I want to. So what I'm going to do with that is I made a couple more of these iron gates, some more pipe wire, some cobblestone structure pipe. I want to make sure I've got pipe running from the extractor back to either the engine or whatever's putting into the engine. Now I have to work that out. If the engine's actually got redstone control, has it? It has. Wonderful. So yeah, that works right off the engine. Right then, so where does this stuff want to go? This space never was really planned out very well in regards to the routing of things. So I guess I'm going to have to break this bit down here. Kind of makes sense because we need this anyway. I might in fact have to leave the CVT unit there. I've been and got some canola seeds. I actually seem to have lost them in the move when I was moving my gear across the TA network. I was planting another little canola farm just there. So I went and broke some grass until I got a canola seed. And there's a little canola farm. It's got me some seeds. So I don't think I'm going to need them if I leave that there. So if that's there, bevel gear, extractor, down, that might work alright. That might work alright. We'll leave that there for now then. So I guess I need to break all this down. Let's make a little bit more steel while I was contemplating. In fact, I'll leave that in there. Making more steel while I was contemplating moving that. So I guess I'll break this down. Right then, so the first thing I want to do... yeah, I don't need to move stuff. Everything's complicated. Right. I have my shovel out because it's a hoe as well. Very useful. The flux shovel is also a hoe, so you don't need a separate hoe. But now I'm done with that. Now I'm in that little farm, I can get rid of that. So let's pull a few things out here then. So I don't think I'm going to need to move the CVT, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I'll take that bucket back out. I was going to make another bucket worth of lubricant. That's this stuff then, of course, just to remind you, is if you put canola seeds into the grinder, it fills this thing up with lubricant, and then you can put a bucket in there and you can get a bucket of lubricant out. So I'll break you. Sound muffler, of course, because no one likes the noise that thing makes. And I'll put that fire out without setting fire to stuff. That's it, there we go. And I'm going to want a water source into the extractor. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move this out one. Right, I've got all the bits I need. Let me work out exactly where this is going to go. The extractor, it needs... Right, we need items in, which I think is from the top. We need items out, which is from the side. We need power in from the bottom. We need a redstone signal from it, and we need water. So we are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 sides this is going to get used. So it looks like water's going to have to go in from the back, which means I need this to be one out from the wall. Yeah. So I do need to move this around a bit, I think. Otherwise I'm not going to get any water into it. I'll see if this can take things from the front. In fact, I'm going to slip into a single player world and just see exactly how I can get items in and out of this. Right then, a bit of a big change around. I've decided to do things a little bit different. Now the first thing I need to do is I need to get a water source. So I pulled up the transfer node and transfer pipe. Just need a little water source too. I'll put it on the back of there. Doesn't have to be anywhere special. So just down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out that block and that block. And I'll put my transfer node on top of there. Given a bit more time, I'll probably make this look nice, like a little water plant, but I'm just going to throw it together for now. Water block either side of it. And then brick up the middle block. Gives you a nice little water source. And then I'm just going to use an ender tank. I'll put the ender tank there. There we go. That gets us a everlasting water source in an ender tank, which is quite useful to have anyway, which we've not needed up to now. So that goes down there. So that's linked to that one, so I've made it white and then I put lapis on it so it's white, white, blue. So we've got a water source. It does go into the top. Now the reason why I moved it out from the wall is because I do want to get this redstone control, so the engine is only running when there's items in the extractor. So for that I'm going to want these bits. And as you can see, I've run ME cable to here, so we're going to be using ME, applying logistics to put things in and out of here. So what we're going to want is, that'll be behind the extractor, that'll be behind the bevel gear, that'll be behind the CVT, and that'll be behind the engine. So that's where we want our first AND gate, and that's where we want our second. And then we just need to connect these with a red pipe wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all sorted, ready for when we add the condition. So let's put that back in there to keep the inventory somewhat tidy. And okay, now let's put the actual bits together then. So we're going to want our magnetostatic engine there. Oops. There. Now what I want is this to be only running when it's redstone high. This, I don't think it drains power. Best way of checking that, of course, you just break the power line and see if that goes down. Cool, it's not. But I think it does drain power if it's got something to put the power into. You know what I mean? I'm fairly confident it does. We'll see what happens. So I've turned it off for now. Next up to that, we're going to want the CVT. So the CVT goes there, like so. Now I got another bucket of lubricant. I just fastened the magnetostatic engine there, and the grinder. I just brought this couple of blocks here, connected to the wire there. Put some canola in and got myself a bucket of lubricant. So that's good. We can right click on that, like so, and that'll use that lubricant, which is what we want it to do. We need the same 3 belts in. I'm not going to actually set this up yet. I'm going to show you what the issue is if we don't use that. Now we want our bevel gear, so I'm going to go like so, and it's green's the right side. We want blue to the output. See it there? So blue to output. So that means the output's to the top. Wonderful. And now we want our extractor itself, like so. Great stuff. So if we was to put something in here, now all my stuff is what lives in there here. So let's go with some iron. So I'm going to put a couple of bits in for now. So as you can see, got no power or anything. Let's start doing with this then. So we want items and inventory, red pipe signal. Because there's something in the extractor, that's registering as items and inventory, which is what we want it to do. Excellent. And that's in any slot of the extractor. So register something in there. And now this one we want. So that's not draining. No, cool. In fact, before we do that, let's just take that off and turn that on. And nothing's happening. Could be a good or a bad sign. No power's draining, which is probably a good sign. So we want red pipe signal on equals redstone signal on. So let's put them in there again. And okay, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Should be happening. Oh, I know what's happening. I've not turned that up. Right, so let's take that out again. What I've not done is actually, I've not turned this up here, look. It's not letting me. Is it because it's turned off? Right, so that's turned up. Right, so that's draining power, even though it's got nothing to do, which is what the issue was. Okay, so I need to turn that to redstone signal on. So that'll only put power in when this needs it. So if I put something in there, bam, starts up. So there you go. So you see it's draining power massively fast, but as long as there's nothing in that, don't drain power. So that's the first thing to deal with. So we've dealt with that. So I can connect this back to the power line now, and some more cobble. I can cover that up later. So that's sorted. Now you'll see the issue is, see here, we've got enough power, we've got enough speed, we don't have enough speed for the third process, which is this bit. So you see the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, speed 1, 2, 3, 4, torque 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we need the CVT for is we actually need to make the speed 4 times as much. 4 times as much speed. Now what you're going to get is all these are done. So what we've done, we've changed this output. Why are you like that? Doesn't show when it's on, does it? Weird. That one needs water to go in, so I'll turn that to put water in. Now that should start processing. Why are you no process water? Come on, you wet before, damn it. No, really. Just tested this in a little test world and that worked fine. Why are you not working? Let's turn that off a sec. Let's turn it on again. Have you tried turning it off and on again? There's no reason why that shouldn't be working unless that's not getting water in. And that should be putting water in. Honestly, this works in single player. Let's try putting it in front of it. Now it's working. Why? God damn it. Thing. So is that working now? Or has it just got a water buffer that I don't know about? It seems to be working, doesn't it? So as you can see, these are all lit up. Now, what you can't see here, just turn it off. This at its max has got 2048 newton meters of torque, 2048 rads. Plenty of power. Remember what this needs is stage 3 needs 8192 rads. So we need to make it 4 times speed. That's what we're doing the 4 times speed for. The 4 times speed will bring the newton meters down to 512 because we're adjusting the speed to torque ratio. 512 is the max we need, so we're still in maximum. We still get everything we need for this. Make sense? So if I had this actually on less power, I was to turn it on. You'll see that we've halved it. We've still got the same amount of torque, but we've only got half the speed. If we was to put more speed on, we'd then lose the torque, if that makes sense. If we was to put any more of these belts in, which I don't think I've got any more of, or have I? Only one. That's not going to make a difference anyway. If we were to put some more of them belts in, we could make that to 8 times speed, which would then be enough for that. But that would make the torque to 256, which would mean the torque would be enough for stage 4, but the torque wouldn't be enough for stage 1. So to keep it so that it can run all of them, you do need your engine set to full. You do need it set to max for the torque speed ratio. So there we go. Anyway, we've got things going in. The bit we need now is things coming out. That's going to run as long as something's sat in there. That's going to run. So what we need now is we need a ME import bus on there, and we could just put an ME export bus on here. But the problem with that is ME export bus can only have 8 things in it. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a hopper on there, with a strong box above it, and I'm going to put a storage bus behind the chest. So I'll get them little bits made. We're back to sort that out. I've got a funky idea for how we're going to actually cook these flakes up as well. As you can see, from just putting 2 iron ore in there, we've actually got back 11 ore flakes and 2 aluminium. So 2 iron ore, it's got us 11, so it's 5 point something, and a bit of aluminium for free as well. Now that should have turned off. Why aren't you turned off? That was an inventory redstone signal. And that should be running. Oh. Okay. So we can put the thing through. That's the first bit done. I'll get the bits made, the A bits made that we need, and then this should be fully automated. Now, can I actually make them really quick? Let's have a look. We need a ME import thing. We've got any meds? No. Okay. So we want a basic import bus. No, I've got none of the bits made for this. Okay. So sticky piston. There's a piston. We're going to want one for the other bit as well. Probably need 4 of them. Make that sticky. I've got no rubber. That's a lie, isn't it? Yeah, I'll cut camera. I'll get these bits made. Okay, I got the bits I needed made. Now I need some rubber. So what I did really quickly, I just moved these barrels over there using the dolly. Put some fresh barrels down here. I had 13 rubber saplings, so I dropped them. I emptied the oak saplings out, dropped the rubber saplings in there. Just had to change a couple of things. There's nothing blacklisted in that. In that I had to change that from oak saplings to rubber saplings, and that got me some rubber so I could make them pistons. So what I've made is I've made 2 precision import buses. Now I said normally I'd use export buses, but because there's that many things that this thing can process, and an export bus is limited to 8 items, I've used the ME storage bus, which is made like that. So these both need the ME interfaces. What we can do with the storage bus is do things slightly different. So what I'm going to want is, first of all, I made 2 because I've got one for the furnace setup I'm going to do as well. So I've got a little funky idea for the furnace setup. So there we go. That's the precision import bus. Now I've made it a precision one. Maybe one needed. The basic one can do 1 item at a time, and the speed of this is probably fine using 1 item at a time. So we'll leave actually and move single items. So if it does keep up, then we didn't actually need a precision there. A basic one would have done, but we'll do that anyway. What I'm going to do on this side, slightly different, is I'm going to put a hopper onto there, another hopper. Then I'm going to put my strong box with all my ores and stuff in on top of that. So that's going to start doing. It's going to start putting things in there. So just whatever order that was in, I guess. So it's going with the redstone first. This extractor can just pretty much process anything. So what we should see is when this goes through, we should end up with flakes going into the A network. So let's make sure this empties okay. So there we go. We've got an automated system for turning all the input things. There we go, it's gone, cool. All the input things into flakes. So flakes are going to start ending up in here. We'll start seeing them in here, I guess. There we go. So we need to deal with them. What we want to actually happen here is anything that can be processed in there. So all this stuff. Cassettes, quartz can, lapis can. Probably some more things. Let's not put everything through there just yet. Oh, look at that, it's moving things so fast for me. I need one of each thing, don't I? Diamond, gold, silver, lead. I've got iron. I've got any copper? Mimicry. Let's take all this out for now. Screw it. Let's do this in a minute. So rather than putting an import bus on there, what I'm going to ask for my ME network to do is anything ore that can go into here, we're going to put a storage bus. Let's have it on the back of there. I'm going to put a storage bus on the back of this. We're going to say any kind of ores get stored in this chest, from where they will get automatically processed. So configures partition based on currently stored items. Oops, is not what I want to do. There we go. That's got all them sorted. So now that's empty. That's empty. That's processing things. If we throw any of these items in here, as long as they're not already in here anywhere, they should have all gone into there. They have. Awesome. So now when I'm quarrying or anything, any items that go into the ME network, because I don't have anywhere in here to go. Ores. What's in ores? Let's have a look. There's something I set up before. Let's. Where'd it go? What's there? So that's where I was putting. Okay, that's all the ores that I'm not processing. Good, good, good. So that's the ores that I don't want to go into the extractor. This is all the stuff like fluorite, amber, stuff like that. I don't want to be going into here. So that's good. So we want to keep that in there still. So then any other ores would have been coming into here. And anything that can be processed. Ferrous we don't want to put in there. Lead we do. Now because there was already some stored in here, it went back in here for the stuff that adds some bits in here, if you know what I mean. But all the other stuff, okay, I think we're done. So now if I throw them back in there, they should not end up back in there. I've got some copper, cool. Cinnabar get processed through there. I'm probably saving the cinnabar for making the cinnabar for that, aren't I? So we'll add copper onto that. So now we can have all these different things that can be turned into flakes, which is nice. The next thing we need to do is process that. So we're maybe going to need a storage cell for all the different types of flakes we're going to end up with, so they don't clog this ME chest up. But what we're going to want to do is now put that into a similar kind of system. Now what I'm going to do with this, I want to keep this running off my lava crystal, just for the sake of it. I don't have to. I could have a redstone furnace here, or anything like that, but I want to keep this running off this. Now, something I want to make, I don't think it works with a nether furnace, so I might have to make a standard furnace for this. What I'm doing is I want to go up here, let's have some food while I'm doing it. Thank you. And jump into here. And I need my wand, which is not very full. And what I want is I might not have enough wands for this. I'll make 4 of these arcane bellows. No, I'm not. I'm going to make 3 of these arcane bellows. Have I got air? I think I have. No, I've not. What down here? Are you air? You are air. Wonderful. So really, I should have had that filled up beforehand, so they'd have been regenerating rather than wait until I needed it. I'll put that back in there. Actually, make the last one of them. Yep. And I'll put my one back in my inventory, so I've got it with me. Should I need it? And jump back down there. Right, what we've got here is I do not think these bellows are going to go into here. Let's have a look. No, look, they don't go. So, because that's not a vanilla furnace, they don't work on there. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to retire that. It's very good. It makes it cheaper than the standard furnace. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a standard furnace instead. Let's pinch one of these ones rather than use a whole 8 copper and make another one. 8 cobble. And what I can do now is I want import bus there, and I want my vanilla furnace there. And similar vein, I'm going to want, yeah, this should keep up the flakes. Similar vein, I'm going to want flakes going into here. So let us get our other storage bus onto the back of that, like so. And then any flakes we end up getting, so at the minute I've got some iron, some redstone, that's all I've got up to now. Any flakes we get, I'm going to tell the system that flakes go into there. And we need to connect that up. Hopefully we've got just enough ME cable. Right. So now any flakes should go to there. So they're not in there, which is a good sign. They are in there, which is a good sign. Lava crystal, I'll put that on. Now, see, that's pretty slow. Nice little thing with these arcane bellows. They go onto vanilla furnaces and they speed them up. So I'm going to put 4 of them on. And now if we look at our furnace, we can actually click on it. Check that out. We've got a high-speed vanilla furnace using our blood network to process our stuff. Awesome. How cool is that? So there we go. We have got automated 5 times processing. Now, I'm fairly confident this will be taking a lot of power. What are you turned on for? You should not be on. That should not have been on at all. Weird redstone control, you. See, that was clearly off. And that should be set from that signal, so that should have only been on if that had a redstone signal. And as you just saw, when I came around, you can move the video back. That was clearly not on. So that should have been turned off. Son of a bitch, that's burnt through quite a lot of uranium. Never mind. There we go, we've got an automated system. It will be pulling a lot of power, but yeah, it's all good. It's getting you 5 times also. Look at that. There's a myriad of different items in there, and when that clears out, then that'll just turn off and stop using power, and that looks like it's going to keep up, I guess. All I need to do now is keep an eye on what other flakes come into here. I guess that aluminium powder can get cooked up in there as well. And of course, I could send other stuff to this that just gets cooked up straight away. Aluminium powder, you can also go in there. Things like amber, that you can't make it into anymore. Things like that can go straight into there as well. There we go. I'm going to check how long the video is. I'm probably going to wrap up. I'll come back in a sec. Okay then, yeah, the video is nearly 40 minutes, so I'm actually going to wrap it up there. I was going to do a little quick build on the house thing there, but I think it'll run too long. So this is the last episode of this series. I hope it's been useful for people. It's kind of done as a bit of a, just to show people how to get into the mods if they've not played modded Minecraft much, or if they've not played Feed the Beast or Resident Raz or anything like that. So I'm going to do a world download, of course. The world download will be linked from the video description. It'll be on my Feed the Beast forum thread. And all you got to do is click on the link there. It'll take you to Dropbox, or it'll download the Dropbox link of my world. Drop that into your saves folder, and you should be able to come into this world. I'll put my stuff into the chest up here by the bed. All my stuff will be in that ender chest over there, which is actually this ender chest. So all the stuff that you might need, all my armour and stuff, you might need to bind it to yourself, the blood magic stuff. So all that'll be in there. Yeah, if you do come on and play in this world, and you want to know when I built a particular thing, then check the book here. What I did in each episode. So to this episode, I've done 5 times ore processing check, and I just showed you the arcane bellow vanilla furnace. So you can make a fast furnace. So we'll click that. And this is all the thing I've done in the previous episodes, so you can see what's going on like that. All the different bits. I was seeing deep dark. Have I got a quarry running? I think I finished the quarry, didn't I? I think I let it run and finished it. So let's quickly check that before I go. Did that last episode, didn't I? If I go through my portal to the deep dark, now I could go through the portal there, but I'm fairly sure I made a book to where the actual quarry is. Is it you? And yeah, it looks like I finished the quarry off. Hello. The night is dark and full of terrors. The Underdark is doubly so. So there's no quarry down here, so it looks like I did get rid of it again. Right then, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. I think it's got to the point where anything going beyond this would not be beginner's guide, so I kind of plan to wrap up by episode 20 about 5 or 6 episodes ago. And I think I've got to a decent point where you should know enough if this was your first foray into modded Minecraft. You've got an idea of a lot of the mods in this pack, and you should be taking it on from there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers. Bye. I'm the Blood God. Blood God.